Hey everybody, it's Iateyourpie, and here with another online Mafia with Iateyourpie video, and the topic of discussion that we're talking about today is the importance of using your vote wisely and not rushing a decision. We're going to get into a game where the town won, but they got themselves into a huge hole early, and thankfully, due to a few misplays by Mafia and a few big plays by town, they were able to climb out of the hole and win the game. But we don't want to have to climb out of a hole every time. So we're going to be breaking down this game. And something else to note about this is going to be a shorter video, hopefully under 10 minutes. One of the things I've been getting on feedback with these videos is they're very long. So we're going to try to trim these down to under 10 minutes, just kind of focus on a few points. That way you can get in and out and be a better Mafia player in an instant. So speed Mafia in the video, but hopefully not speed Mafia when we're playing the game. So let's jump into this game real quick. And basically I'll give you a quick summary of what happened. Day one, at the end of day one, the cop is getting pushed. He outs as cop at the end of the day, has his blue read. The cop is Christoph here. And he says he's cop right here. And he says, Christoph the cop, army is blue. And then he says something at the end. He goes, kill she when I die. So governor decides not to OT here because it's a very Mafia-esque thing to do, is to claim a power roll at the end when the votes are about to go through. The governor passes, cop dies. I don't blame the cop here, honestly. There was a lot of hecticness going on. The cop should have claimed a lot earlier. Not his fault. So anyways, the game starts up. I'm actually going to the bathroom. I'm Von Karma in this game. I'm going to the bathroom. I'm pooping. TMI. And somebody quotes, this is town, by the way. Somebody quotes the cop when they said this, and it just immediately gets jumped on. And I want to show you who jumps on it. Outside of Apollo, Army, who's been confirmed by the cop, what was town votes, Uendo is town, Nayuta is town, Gumshoe is Mafia, Sasha is town, Maya is Mafia, Gant is town, Mia is town. So a lot of town immediately jumps on this, simply because the cop who died the night before said this person is red, even though his report on somebody else was blue. So he didn't know. He was just saying something, right? So this all happens, and you start to see more people trickle in and start voting for this. They assume that this person has to be red because the cop says so, and there's really not a lot of conversation about it. The only ones that are really fighting against this are Mafia. They're like, hey, this seems like a really bad idea that we're quickly voting here. What's going on? I come back from the bathroom. I immediately see that everyone's voting Sheena for no reason. And I think to myself, I have no idea what Sheena is, red or blue. I don't like the fact that we're jumping on this really fast and we're not talking about it, so I cause a bit of a ruckus, and I start saying, hey, let's go this way, just to see what happens. Eventually, a couple people vote on it. Sheena ends up blue, and I'm really pissed because this vote happened really quickly, and town didn't want to take any time. So you flash forward to the next day, and lo and behold, the same thing happens. Bulletproof dies. I had claimed Bulletproof earlier, so people are like, he must be Mafia because the real Bulletproof died. Didn't really give me a chance to claim. I get insta-voted again, a lot of it by town again, and I get frozen. I out as a PR, and I feel pressured, and I shoot as suspect mine, and I shoot wrong, and now town's in a really, really bad situation. Thankfully, it no lynches after because I was frozen, etc. So again, town got put in a really bad spot, and a lot of it was because they rushed the vote. And so I want to break this down into two parts, two quick bullet points that we'll talk about so that you can avoid situations like this. And the first one is this: a fast vote is a bad vote. Now, I know what you're thinking. Pie, the person that literally, let's say Oracle outs, right? And it lands in a Mafia, and everybody insta-votes it. Those are one of the few times where you have guaranteed information that, of course, you voted, right? Of course it goes through. That's red, no questions about it. But if there's any doubt at all, fast voting something is bad. Because even if it flips red, this is something I want to know. A quick vote, even if it nets Mafia, can be bad for town. If you're not able to force Mafia to make a decision of, do I defend this person that could be red? Do I make them or do I stay silent? You want Mafia to make decisions. So if you quickly vote it and the person ends up red and you don't really apply pressure on other Mafia slipping in this situation, you're wasting a huge opportunity to catch Mafia. And also, Town has the least information, which means their votes shouldn't be rushed without reason. I tell people this all the time. If you sus somebody, vote them, right? Like commit to your vote. And that's true. But at the same time, when everybody's kind of jumping together on the same conclusion, Town, remember, doesn't have any information at the beginning compared to Mafia. Mafia is the king of information at this point in the game. So as Town, you need to be careful with your vote, and you need to understand that I need to be taking my time. I need to be solving this game. I need to not be rushing a decision. Even if this person is screaming red, maybe there's something else there. Maybe somebody said something during that day that actually makes them look worse. So again, a fast vote is a bad vote. Take time. What I like to do is I like to ask a lot of questions on why people are voting, and not just to, like, you know, I'll look red here asking why X person is voting. I'll push them a little bit. I want to get information. Try to talk to people that are a little bit more coasty. You know, people that are like, oh, you're outing quiet players. That's just bullshit, man. Ignore that. You need, people are playing the game, and PRs that are trying to coast need to be playing the game as well. So you want to get information why people are voting things. Number 2, Mafia wants to lead. As I said before, look at who is pushing the votes on Sheena. Sasha, who is Town, is pushing and quote making the quotes. Army, who is Town, is pushing this. These are mistakes that what'll happen is, thankfully both of these were killed at night and they were confirmed. But what'll happen is Mafia will let the Town push this, and then as the game goes on, Mafia will kind of, you know, blendedly push on some of these Town and say, oh, this is the reason, you're the reason why we lost this person. So if you're leading, you need to be careful with your vote, otherwise Mafia are going to own you for it. And a lot of times they don't even have to own you. Town will push on other Town when mislynches happen. We talked a little bit about it in the first video that I put out on how to play Blue Villager without looking bad, right? When you make a mistake and you do it in a very, I would say, unlogical way where you don't actually talk and discuss your logic, you're going to be very easily pushed on by other Town, to where Mafia can kind of just sit back like this and be like, I got this, man. I'm gonna blend. And that's what happened a ton of the time. And point 2 of this, if the logic is too good to be true, a lot of time it is. In this situation right here, I'm going to F3 search it real quick. But what happened in with most of Town jumping on this, Espella, who was Mafia, was one of the only people fighting against this. She had too much information, right? She knew it was going to flip blue. And because Town didn't take the time to actually discuss this, she looked like the true blue in this situation, when really she knew that this was going to flip blue, and she wanted to gain some trust with Town. Look what Sheena says. What is this vote? Question mark. I'm sorry, who cares what the dead cop wants? This is what Town should be saying. Wants if Sheena wasn't on the report. Right? Uendo swapped off Furiel onto cop. So did Sasha. We don't know if this is red behavior until we figure out Furiel. So, like, she's already pushing on other blues, but she's really quiet about it throughout most of the game. This is a Mafia push IMO. Like, she's really kind of, like, very passively saying this is a bad idea, and not really trying to, like, help and get off of it. And she's able to use this. Town looks terrible when this happens, and she does it again the very same day. You'll notice here, she's voting not on the person that was getting bandwagon here. So again, Mafia loves to take advantage of these situations because Town quickly moves on their vote and kind of takes the power away. In this situation, I got frozen because most of Town jumped on me, then Mafia got on it, then they froze it, and I was stuck in a bad spot because Town didn't just be like, all right, why do we think this is person? Give them a chance to defend themselves before you just immediately vote them and potentially waste governor's power, waste a PR, you know, make Mafia have to make decisions. That's one of the things I always say, is that Mafia has all the information. So make them have to make a decision on, do I commit to pushing this here, or am I going to be able to chill back a little bit? So again, thank you guys for this video. Again, a little short snippet video. I just want people to take more time with their vote. Their vote is important. Their vote is good. And get some discussion before you vote, or at least get a group of people voting. Talk it out. Don't rush. Take your time. In this town, you have the least amount of information, so use that timer to the best of your advantage of getting information. Thanks again for watching my video, and if you are watching from YouTube, I stream on twitch.tv/Iateyourpie. You can follow me in the socials down there, and again, share the video if you find it interesting with people that enjoy Mafia content. I appreciate it. Have a good one, and until next time, Mafia owns.